Knowsley was once home to one of Trinidad's wealthiest men and remains an important part of our built heritage. The building was a sedate home compared to the ostentatious architecture of the Magnificent Seven. But its understated elegance and enviable position on the southern side of the savannah make it a very special building indeed. William Gordon moved to Trinidad from Scotland when he was 17 to seek his fortune. He worked his way up from bank clerk to opening his own firm, Gordon, Grant & Company. His company offered loans to French Creole planters using their estates as security. The French Creoles' extravagant lifestyles and the fluctuating cocoa market led to Gordon, Grant & Company's foreclosing on many estates. Tight-fisted William Gordon made up for his lack of social status by being stern and unforgiving in his dealings with the French Creoles, acquiring large landholdings, including many coconut and sugar estates. He stepped up the social ladder by marrying local royalty Gertrude Bush, the daughter of the colonial secretary.
A wealthy man like that would wish to project his success and his wealth by building a grand mansion in what was becoming a very posh part of Port of Spain, the area around the Queen's Park Savannah.
It was built around 1904, the same kind of time of that Stonemeyers and Whitehall and all these other buildings were built, because the cocoa barons were all competing with one another, really, as who could build the grandest house and etc., and showing off what they could do and how much money they had.
Gordon hired the British firm Taylor & Gillies to build his town home. The same firm built Stonemeyer's Castle. The Italian and German design of the architecture showed much more restraint than the extravagant excesses of the houses built around the savannah at the time. The home was designed in a neoclassical style made up of a combination of local and imported material. Costing $100,000, the house was partly made up of limestone quarried from Laventille.
Yellow brick was imported from Britain. You find that a lot of the brickwork in the traditional Trinidad houses were used as ballast in the ships that came in to be able to take sugar out. So when they came to Trinidad, I mean, they no longer needed the ballast. They were sold, given to for construction. And this is where a lot of the yellow bricks came from.
You had also imported acid-etched glass on all the ground floor, windows and doors.
Marble was imported from Italy for the veranda, and the regal staircase was made from Guyanese purple heart. Handcrafted gesso work was done by Italian craftsmen, and the ground floor ceiling included plaster of Paris details. Even though the house was built at great expense, much of its decor is beautifully understated.
You know, I think one of the most important aspects of the building is, as I say, it's very tropical colonial in style. And you can see the development from, as I say, the small houses. You can see them in Woodbrook, you can see them in Belmont, you know, which are like very small versions of this magnificent house.
The completed house was the result of local labour and craftsmen working with contractors who were often Scottish. The name Knowsley is believed to have come from Lord Derby of the Knowsley estate in Cheshire. William Gordon lived in the grand home until his death in 1919. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs purchased Knowsley in 1956 for $250,000. The stately building has also been used to host presidential events since the partial collapse of the President's House in 2010. Knowsley is a fine example of how our heritage buildings can be maintained and preserved for our generation and many generations to come.